So, my dear Scorpio, the sun is in Leo, giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And it's almost like Leo is backing you up. Leo is calling you to take that step, because here we have the 8, the infinite. We have here the 13, which is, of course, the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, and the 3, which is the Empress, Venus. And when we calculate it together, we get the 4, the Emperor. And so the 4 and the 8 is the 12. That is Neptune. That is the Hanged Man. And in that Hanged Man, the pre-step to the 13, right? You get an awakening. And then the 3 is left. So just here, with all these numbers, right, we can tell a story. And it's a story that doesn't bring you to an energy that is kind of leading you to think, oh, this is only for a specific person. It actually speaks to all of us, because we're all one. And in the numbers, there is a neutrality in it, right? The number 2, it's not feminine, it's not masculine, it's the 2. And yes, it's feminine, right? Because the 2 is feminine and the 1 is masculine. But still, it's kind of like I can understand the 1 or the 2 or the 3 or the 4, etc. And then the combinations of it. And it's important to include the numbers because it's mathematical, sacred geometrical forms that speak here through the numbers. And so this is what I'm trying to bring to you. You are ruled by Pluto. Pluto, the shadow world, and of course the secrets. And Pluto is a generational planet. Leo is ruled by the sun, so the sun is at home, or Leo is at home here through this combination. And the sun is always that personality, that person that I have become and still will become. And so the union between the wild and the innocent is talking here. The union between the wanting to explore, but also letting go and creating a new form, and then be a ruler in that regard, right? It's very interesting. So the yoga position for Leo is, of course, Simhasana, the lion pose and the lion breath. And for you, very clear always here, the pose of the Scorpio. And it's evident, right, that we let go of the ego. We let go of that part within us that thinks this is how it's supposed to be. And so when a bird or a lion or a person looks to the left, it's that introverted path, right, the soul path back to the new moon, and you are going to the new moon. And when they look to the right, it's the extroverted path, the human path to the full moon, to your opposite sign, which is for you Taurus. And the interesting aspect of it is when I look at it, right, he looks or she looks to the left, but when I become it, it looks to the right. So within the card there is the solution already. And so understand that you can look at the card, but you can also become a card. You are here in Hermann Handel, Odin. You are the father of the cups in the north, and he's hanging here on the tree of life, which is an olive tree. And he got the rune alphabet and he's pointing with his finger to the rune alphabet. Is your birthday between October 10th and November 12th, then is he your court card. You are, as a Scorpio, the mystic, and it's in your tail where you let go, right, of that overly thinking. You're the 8th zodiac sign, and as such connected with the 8th house of transformation and secrets. And we see here a woman with a whale in the hand. Very mysterious, right? Very beautiful. Back to the last reading where we had Cancer Sun giving Scorpio Moon the light. The message was, when sorrow turns into wisdom and heals not only you, but all of us. And I always look, right, if I can see if there is a card reoccurring. And I think there is none. So we are going to look what Leo wants to tell you, because it's a different energy. In your deck, Leo looks like this, the Strength card. And you see that here is a 5 and a 3. So there is the Hierophant and the Empress inside of Leo's card. And you see the snake, like an 8, forming this sexual connection to her. She has open legs. Beautiful, right? So we begin with Odin. We begin with the Court card, because the Court card is your physical expression in this world, in that you are a king. And we get here the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is connected with Mars in Pisces. And so when you unite the 10 and the 3, Jupiter and Venus, then you get the Emperor. And the Emperor is ruled by Mars. Mars and Pisces, of course, some would think, well, that doesn't really work. But it does, right? Mars is that taking action in the way you perceive now the 10 of Cups. This amazing energy, an energy where you feel you are successful. Because the emotional success is important. And here we see that this kind of emotional intelligence is what we are looking for. And he's pointing somehow at the 10 of Cups, right? Because we have the 8 and the 10. We have an 18 in your subconscious. You feel emotionally happy and very much connected to a new cycle, which is what this is, right? This is a new cycle. The last cycle was Cancer Sun and Scorpio Moon. Now it's Leo Sun and Scorpio Moon. And it's a new awareness that you are getting for this month. The 18 turns into a 9. The 9 is the Hermit. And in the Hermit we have the inner wisdom. We have the knowledge that we have gained deep within us. And I think you do understand that. Then we're going to look at death, the transformation. And you get the 6 of Pentacles. And you did have the 6 of Pentacles here with the Mother Peace Tarot, the circular card. And here it's a woman giving a massage. And it's really beautiful because we can see that one triangle is pointing up and the other triangle is pointing down. And in such, we get a circle. And this is also success. And it's the German word, right? Because this is a German deck. I have all different languages. So success, success. Both times you get here the word success. So what is success for you? Is it emotionally being in a state of consciousness that is having the 2 of Cups in the center? Because always the center is where the spine is, right? And here you have 4, and here you have 4. Here you have 2, 2, and then again 2. And it's beautiful to see, right, that here the 4 that is left from the 13 and the 6 is a 10. Then you have a 10-10 portal. And you recognize that something here is letting you know. A 10-10 portal could also be an 11, and the 11 is a portal that brings the inner teacher, the inner wisdom to you. Very beautiful. Then I wanted to see what is Leo bringing you, because Leo is playing a big role, and you get the Messenger of Air. And the Messenger of Air is Gemini, the Knight of Swords. And it's beautiful. It's almost like she knows these cards behind her, And it's like you either have a Gemini that is bringing you this kind of feeling, and it's the third zodiac sign, so the number 3. The 3 and the 6 is a 9. The 9, and of course the 4 is again the 13. And as such, you understand very clearly that you are learning something here, and that you're taking action in the way you communicate this happiness, this success to others. Not in a way where it's like, oh, well, look at me. No, you are simply communicating your success, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. So the 6 and the 3, like I said, it's the 9, and here the 4. We get the 13, the 4 is left. So you can rule and lead, right, deeper into your consciousness, into your realm. What is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing? The Shaman of Wands upright. And this is the King of Wands. And so the King of Wands is literally saying, yes, you are taking action. He's the 5th zodiac sign. And so he is saying, yeah, I give you the strength. I am here. I am here calling you. I am letting you know that I am there. And so the 5 and the 6 is an 11, which is a portal again. The 11 and the 3 is the 14. The 14 is Temperance, the Sagittarius energy. And 14 plus 4 is again 18. In your subconscious, you are learning something very beautiful. You're taking action because you feel successful in your emotions, you feel successful here. This is the 16, which is of course the Tower, so which is Mars. And 16, then when we calculate that together, we get the 7. Understand that the 7 always is the emotional intelligence, the crown chakra, to understand all of this. But very clearly you have the 18, the subconscious, the moon, right? And the moon is in your sign right now, and you're learning something in the way you communicate, in the way you take action, either through a Gemini or either through a Leo. But the 9 is left, and the 9 again is then here with the 10 and the 9, and 19, and the 19 is the Sun, and the 10 is left. And so you feel that there is really a success, a feeling of success, really making you very happy. Then we look at the moon, and the moon is bringing you here the wailing tree, the reconciliation, the 59. And the 59, of course, is the 14 when we calculate together. So the 9, the Hermit, and the 5, the Hierophant. Two big teachers. One is independent, the other one is rather connected with a big institution like the church or another religion. The Hermit is always by itself, right? He uses nature as that institution. And together the 14, temperance, be in a temperance state of consciousness. And the 5 is left. So the teacher is coming through nature, maybe through the tree. The 9 from the 18 here is left, always gives itself up. And so the 5 here is left. What is your deck bringing? The Sun. And the Sun here is bringing you a rose that is really showing everything of herself. And it's almost like she's about to let go of her leaves, right? And so the 19 is then the 10 and the 5 is the 15. So don't get attached to certain things. And now you see how this tree is burning and how the sun can burn, right? The sun can be so powerful, it burns things down. And that's where the 15 comes in, the consciousness of Capricorn, the success that we worked so hard for and we needed, we wanted, right? The attachment or the being cutting off, that's what the devil is for. But it's us, ourselves, we create that. And the 6 is left if you combine the 5 and the 1 in the 15. So you understand that the 6 is self-love. You understand that when you really come into a self-love consciousness, then things make sense. What is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing? The Empress. The Empress upright, right? And the beautiful thing here is like I cannot control the circle or cards. They come up the way they come up. And you have the Shaman of Wands straight. You have the Empress straight. And it means you are able to overcome here the intensity, because the 10 and the 3 is the 13 and the 4 is left. The 4 and the 5 is the 9. And so there is a 9-9. The moon, the subconscious, is bringing you an understanding. You can learn to be a ruler. You can learn to be an emperor. And here you are, the Empress that is lying in her leotard skirt with all the other goddesses, and she's just enjoying herself totally, right? And the 9 is left, and the 9 is a completion again that makes you feel fulfilled. Now the sun that came up with the moon, so I'm gonna use it above here, brings you the south, the adventure. And the adventure is to be able to say, well, now with the 10 and the 2, I have the 12. And the 12 again is Neptune, the hanged man, the pre-stage to death, to your card. Remember that, right? So Neptune is dive deep into the adventure that Leo is bringing to you, that the Shaman of Wands is bringing to you. And in a way, this wild woman is bringing to you too, right? And so the 12 turns into a 3, the Empress. The Empress that is letting you know, hey, here you find the next adventure that you can learn to be happy. What is Leo bringing here? The messenger of water. And the messenger of water is Pisces, which came here, Mars in Pisces. Now it's interesting, right? It's like if I take the messenger of air and the messenger of water, they would look at each other. She has her eyes closed and she's looking at the seahorse. And the seahorse is a remarkable animal. It's the only animal that actually gives birth to the babies. Now we have here a 12 portal, which turns into a 3 portal. And you have here the 3 times the 3. You are powerful in using the power that is given to you. And I'm just seeing that Gemini is the 3rd zodiac sign. 4 times the 3. 4 times, feel in your heart the messenger here bringing you that you can be this beautiful Empress, this awakened personality. That's what the sun brings you, the adventure through Leo. The adventure, finding things that you love, and so that you can give the love. And it's a 12-12, a 3-3, 3-3 portal that you're having now. What is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing? It's the 6 of Wands, which is Jupiter in Leo to the right, down. So she's here like put on a wheel. And this is usually the victorious card and connected with the 6 of stones, remember? So you have a 6-6 here, and you understand very clearly that you need to take really this adventure serious because you want to. And so I leave here the 3-3 and the 6, because for some reason I feel I could of course do here the 6 and the 2 is an 8, the 8 and the 3 is an 11, the 11 and the 10 then creates 3 times the 1. You can create yourself here the stories, but it shows that when you take this adventure, don't think that you need to win anything. You just need to be. You need to feel and be and love and enjoy what you're doing. The 12 and the 6 is the 18. In your subconscious, you know you need to take care of that path. And the 18 and the 2 is, of course, then the 20. And the 20, that's Pluto. That's the last judgment. And that's the next step. That's where we look at next. So the 20 is here, plus the 10, right? We get the 30. And again, there is a 3 talking to you. So you can have many different ways of results out of the cards, right? And that's where you can tell the story. Then comes now the Aeon. And the Aeon, I have the Lifruma Oracle. And it's connected with the rune alphabet. That's why I gave it to the last judgment, which is Pluto. And Pluto rules you. And so you see here, the Aeon is important. The new child, the new zeitgeist is actually being born here. A new consciousness. And so the 20 and the 50 is the 70. An emotional intelligence that you are feeling in your crown chakra is coming to you and letting you know here is an important message. And I'm going to read it to you. Ripen, maturing. And it's saying here, sublime things improve with time. Some reach their fullest bloom, immature with so much room to still fine-tune their burgeoning maturation. Empathy overwhelms and bursts shadows, unearthing a wounded star-crossed child. Then wisdom leaves ripped by a sudden breeze and blown off course. To ripen is to become emotionally stable, growing by knowing that all are entitled to passions without judgment. We must all grow generously wise. Wow. And that's what the 7 is, the 7 and the 0. Be crazy enough to use your emotional intelligence here, right? The 70, the 7, the crown chakra. Use your crown and mature in it, because you have here the 10. So in a way, this is an 80, and the 8 is, again, your number. What is your deck bringing here? The 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. And so here, things are going to go really fast if you consider this, if you understand this, if you live this, if you really take this to heart. And then there is an 8-8 portal, right? And in that 8-8, you understand really clearly that here, of course, the 7 and the 8 is the 15. And the 15, again, don't get attached to any results. Let things fly. Let things come towards this. The arrows are going towards this. But if I look at it, oh, they're going actually to the left. But here, they're going to the right. So when I go out, it naturally also comes back in what I learn outside. So learn to be ripe. Learn to be the 5. Because here you have a 5-5, right? The 5th zodiac sign. You also had a 5 here in the wailing tree. So learn and understand what is talking here to you. And as such, we get, of course, then again the 6 here. Learn that the 6 is self-love, and only self-love can actually create here the next understanding of who you want to become. And now the Mother Piece Tarot, we got the Daughters of Swords, and again this card is coming upright. So the only card that came off kind of is the 6 of Wands to the right and down. So don't claim victory. Let it go. You are victorious anyway, so let it go, right? And understand that when you take adventure or the south and you using this adventure, then you learning a lot. And in that learning, you are growing. And so here we have the daughters of swords, which are all 3 air signs. And that's Gemini, you had the messenger of air. That's Libra, and that's Aquarius. And so Aquarius plays a big part in your life because Pluto is gonna go into Aquarius for 20 years at the end of November, for 20 years. So you understand that Pluto, the last judgment, the new zeitgeist, is letting you know. Then you understand here this message. Then you understand what ripening, right? Ripen, maturing means. And it's happening really fast through the young generation. Through Gemini, because Gemini came up, right? Or through here Aquarius, that then of course Pluto is gonna go into. And so here you see that the next card that came up was the 6, and so I could put the 6 here to the 8. Then what you have given and what you have received in the financial aspect of your life goes really fast into ripening, right? But I could also put this here to close the circle. Then you understand all of a sudden this happiness is something that you worked on, that you took care of. And when we take care, then things ripen, then things flow. And I think that's the message of here. Leo is like, yeah, an 8-8 portal, right, is supporting you. Here the 3 and the 5 is also an 8, an 8-8-8 portal, but we also have the Aeon, so there is a 10 framed by an 8-8 portal. And you understand more and more, right, how these numbers are talking, how they letting us know, right? The 20 and the 50 is the 70, and the 3 is the 10. And so the 8-8 that is framing the 10 says you gotta take that step deeper within, because that's how you ripen. That's how the maturity is coming to you. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Virgo. And Virgo came up through the 9 here, right, through this tree. And also there came another 9. Virgo is here also through Odin and the 10 that was 18 and the 9 was left. You have found this happiness from within, from being with yourself, from enjoying who you are. And it's always this emotional happiness that is giving us the understanding, hey, I know when I transform or when I let go, things are just simply amazing. So I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.